Honkai Starail, the new 3.0 update, is mid. Now, first I'm gonna give some compliments, that way, any of the softies don't instantly hate me. First thing first, the new areas that they've given us are great and fantastic. Like, look at this. This is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love the visuals. And I enjoyed exploring the areas. They're all pretty different from each other. And very different from the other areas we've gone to. And me personally, I love the Greek aesthetic. NPCs. They've done great with NPCs. Like, if you look at this NPC, there's not going to be another same looking NPC around. Sure, you have similar ones. Like this guy, was pretty similar, just doesn't have the shield. This one, they changed a bit. But overall, the NPC designs are a lot better in this version. All of them look very different. Music's great. In fact, the music in this area, I absolutely love. One of my favorite ones I've heard. Favorite tracks. Overall, pretty great. I enjoy it a lot. The puzzles in this area, absolutely great. I love them a lot. Compared to the other areas, I think this area in the game, Amphorius, has the best puzzles in the game. I think the only puzzle that I like bit more or about the same as the others is the clocky puzzles. I enjoyed those ones a lot too. What else is really good? March's new skin. I really enjoy. I just wish I could put it on her hunt path, because I use her hunt path a lot more than I use her preservation. In fact, I haven't touched preservation March since the first time I logged into the game. But, what can you do except for complain about it and hope the company actually listens to your complaint? Speaking of, that's the first thing I want to complain about. Why on earth is her outfit stuck with the preservation march? Because the way I see this going is they're going to create an outfit for some other character that might end up being like March, where they have two paths. And it'll be stuck to the one path, and it'll be the one path no one uses. But that's also if they even create more skins, because another complaint is we're at 3.0, and this is the first time we've had a skin? Like, do they not want money or something? Like, people love skins. And in this game, I feel like they can do so much with skins. Because of the fact it's turn-based, they can go all out with, like, the animations, the different designs. They could change the ultimate, everything else. Like, we've seen what they can do when they change the paths. So making a new skin for, like, each character should be a breeze. That's all I have to complain about for the skin. One, make it available for both paths of March, because I don't like where this is going. I've seen this before. I played these games before. And I don't like seeing where this is going, because I feel like somewhere down the line we're gonna get something for maybe Trailblazer or maybe another character, and it's gonna be the same thing. People are gonna complain about it, and then you know what? They're not gonna change it because, well, y'all let them get away with the March skin. Another thing I want to complain about, the Gift of Odyssey. We've been given 10 pulls since day one, and they have still not increased the amount we get. At this point, I feel like we should be getting 30 pulls. Like, I'm hoping by the next time it gets to the anniversary of this game, instead of us only getting 10 pulls, I'm hoping they increase it to 30. Instead of 3 pulls for 3 years, how about 10 pulls for 3 years? Especially now, with how power creep and the characters that you need are getting very expensive. If you're someone who cares about clearing the game and clearing with all perfect stars, power creep has been a nightmare towards you. If you're someone like me who just, wants to clear most of it, doesn't care if I don't get them last rewards, it's not that bad, but it sure feels terrible having to figure out how to finagle your way through each of the fights in order for you to get just enough stars, just so you can clear most of it. And if you're someone who likes collecting characters, then, you know, power creep's probably not a problem for you. And if it is, well, I don't know, maybe start looking at the meta and not being greedy and stupid, like a wise man once said. But no, for real, they need to give out more rewards at this point, because the meta is shaping up to look like you need the character and their light cone in order to make a substantial difference, or you need to pull each character that comes out. And, you know, for someone like me who absolutely hates Firefly, I hate Ruame. I had to pull for her in order to even get close to clearing things like I would before. I hate her character, and I wish she wasn't the top of the meta, but she still is. And if you're someone who, you know, just doesn't like characters like that, and they come out with a busted character, you're basically told to suck it up and pull for them because they're the best of the best. Honestly, it don't really matter much because the rewards they give you aren't that great, so pretty much if you're worrying about meta issue, it's probably you just clearing it for fun. I mean, if you're trying to get all rewards and you're missing like 1 star, sure it sucks, but you're not really missing a lot. You're missing what, 100 jades? It's not even enough for a full 10 pull, not even enough for 1 pull. You know, it's nothing crazy. Like, if they were giving out 10 pulls for each, you know, star that you clear and you're missing 1, then yes, I would understand it. But I doubt they're gonna increase the amount of rewards we get for the endgame, especially with how people don't usually do the endgame. Now, story. 3.0 story wasn't that bad. Like, it started off great, and then it kind of got bad, slow, a bit slow for me at least. But then it started getting good again, and I was like, alright, I can continue on. I play in EN, so also heads up, little bit of spoilery. I play in EN, and the main character you're stuck with while you're here in Euphorius is Dan Heng. So you have your NC, and then you have Dan Heng. Dan Heng is not voiced in EN. So, while everyone else in Euphorius is voiced, so it's not too bad, you're still stuck with Dan Heng, who is not voiced. So, as you're going through this area, you're stuck having to read whenever Dan Heng starts to speak and puts in his input. And he is a lot more talkative this patch since you don't have March coming with you. And it sucks, because honestly, I wish they kind of replaced him with Sunday and had Sunday coming with you out this land. Because, you know, Sunday is at least voiced in the end. And I know story-wise, you know, they couldn't bring March with you. But I feel like they should have brought in Sunday, because it would have made this a whole lot less painful. And it would have been nice to go traveling with Sunday and stuff, you know? He's a new member on the train. It would have been great to bring him along for the first time. I mean, I get why, because, you know, Dan Heng takes care of the archives and stuff, but it would have been nice if, you know, maybe Sunday came with us too or something. Besides, you know, that part and EN being unvoiced and the start going from like really interesting to kind of like slow and not that great. Overall, it wasn't bad. They added more animation to it, like they had more cinematics. However, them cinematics were very short, and most of them were used to introduce a new character. When you first get there, they introduce a character. Then the next cinematic you see is to introduce 2 new characters. The other animation that you see is to introduce another character. I wish they would do more than just use it to introduce characters. I wish they would use it more when, you know, trying to show something interesting. Like, you have a scene early on where Black Swan is supposed to be measuring March's temperature by, putting her head on March's. They could have done something, where they kind of pan the camera so you just see like Black Swan really close or something. But instead of them doing that, they would rather put on a black screen and then write out that Black Swan took March's temperature by putting her head on her head. And they could have easily showed that and made it more interesting. And I know they can do things like that. Even Genshin has done better with how they show their story. Is it still a bunch of yap? Sure. Does it still suck? Absolutely. But even Genshin started doing more with their story. So Honkai Starail has no excuse for not doing more visually. Even in their other games, they do more visually with their story, compared to just putting black screens and words, or having still images and then just kind of like having voiceover over top of it. And I wish that they would do more with that. Like in Wuthering Waves, they actually use animations. They have the camera pan around more. They add more like interesting things. Like in Wuthering Waves, they had a scene where, they had just like an image, but it wasn't just the same image. It actually kind of moved and it resembled what they were talking about. That way you also had that visual of what was going on, as well as them talking about what was going on. That way you can look at the image and then hear the words and be like, oh, I see, that's what's going on in the image. That's the story behind the image. And I like that, especially since they did it with like a stained glass look, so it was very aesthetically pleasing to look at. Like, I love the aesthetics of like glass windows. And, it fit, because in that part of the Wuthering Waves stories, they were looking at these glass windows and trying to understand the story behind it. So it made sense. But Honkai Star Rail having these random images just kind of there to show like one scene, it's not enjoyable. I wish they would do more. I wish they would add like animation, because they're able to do these amazing like anime shorts basically for their YouTube channel. So it don't make sense why they can't put that in their game. Or even like for the demo trailers where they use, the 3D characters to like, show what they do and stuff. I don't understand how they can't transfer that into the game, because everyone would be very much happy with that. Even in ZZZ, they do so much more. They have the comic book style of telling. They have, just the two characters talking back and forth with each other. And then they also have a bunch of cutscenes. It's very dynamic, and I absolutely love it. I just wish Honkai Star Rail could do something more dynamic, because the story in 3.0 is actually very interesting. It's just told in a very bad way, so it's not aesthetically pleasing to look at. Instead, it's very... you have to read. It's like reading a book or a visual novel, where you have, a page of words, and then you have like an image off to the side. And I wish they would do more than just be a visual novel. Overall, I would rate the story about like a 6.5, a 6, because it's not bad. It's just the way they tell it is not good. Like if you compare it to, let's say, Renacita in like 2.0, the story in Renacita for 2.0 honestly isn't that great. Like, it's not a terrible story, but it's just like the beginning of one. But the way they tell it makes it so it's not bad to watch. It's not bad to sit through. Like, the way they tell their story makes it so their story is very interesting. And I wish Honkai Star Rail would take some inspiration from other games and implement that so it does better. So it's not horrible to sit through. Because I went through that story once, and I'll be honest, I don't want to see any other person go through the story, because I already know what's coming up, and it's boring to watch. Other than that, honestly, it's not bad. Another complaint I had while trying to 100% this area, like this area in the main town, I have 2 chests that I'm missing. And honestly, it's like 1 chest. But it's such a big area to look around, because you have this area here, and then you have this area over here as well to look through. And I feel like I've checked every nook and cranny in this place, and I still cannot find out where it is. So I wish they would add, like, when you get to this point where you have like 1 or 2 chests left, heck, even 3, I wish they would add a thing to where you can like auto-locate it or something, because at this point you're just running around the map having no clue where it is or what you're looking for. Same with this area here. Like, I have like 2 chests left. It's not a lot, but it's enough to where it's like I have to go through this entire area to find these little chests left. And it sucks because it's such a big map. Which I'm glad that it's a big map, because, you know, there's plenty to do and plenty to find and stuff, but it sucks when you're trying to 100% the area. Or you're trying to, like, get them last few chests, and you just cannot find it. If I'm dumb and I'm, like, missing something, or, like, missing some sort of thing, because I know they're supposed to add, like, some sort of chest tracker, but I've checked this area, it ain't here. I checked over here, I didn't see it here. But once again, I'm dumb. I can't find it. I don't see it here. I came over here, I didn't see it here. Came over here, I didn't see it here. So once again, if I'm dumb, please tell me I'm dumb. If I just, I don't know, haven't collected it yet, if I'm missing it, please tell me, but where is it? Like, I wish they gave it to us patch 1, because it's killing me the fact that I'm still missing some of these chests and I have no idea where it is. Overall, 3.0, I'd rate the whole patch about a 7. Is it the greatest thing? No, but it's pretty enjoyable. I had a good time. Story, I'd rate 6.5. I wish they would add more polls, so instead of it being just a 10 poll each patch, I wish they would increase it to 20, 30, even more. Like, please. We're kind of desperate. March's skin should be available for both her hunt path and her preservation path, because down the line I could see them being scummy and blocking more outfits to just one part of a character. Power creep's a problem. I don't know, maybe stop making your characters so much stronger, kinda let us chill with a stalemate. Please sign the contract or whatever, so then your voice actors can actually start voicing the story again. Please, I'm dying here. I need the EM voice actors, please. Stop trying to use AI for your company. Please, I beg you. All of us who are trying to listen to the EN and play an EN are suffering, and that's about it. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment. If you think I'm wrong about anything, please tell me. If you want to react, please go ahead. I'm all for it. I'll be watching, because I always watch react content. Some of the stuff I really enjoy. And yeah, that's all for me.